What is up, YouTube's and Rahman? In this video, I'll be talking about how much protein should you have in a meal. Okay, now this is a very popular topic among experts. Okay, and there's a lot of debate on this topic out there about how much protein should you have in a meal, and there are a lot of different opinions on it. Of course, okay, some people say you should have a particular amount of protein in every meal to stimulate muscle protein synthesis in the most optimal way. Okay, others they say it doesn't really matter as long as you're meeting your daily protein intake requirements. So I'm not pretending to be an expert or a nutritionist or a dietitian or whatever. Okay, I'm just sharing my opinion with you and what I think. So it doesn't matter what I say. So you can watch my video and believe what you want. Okay, so like I said, some experts they believe you should have a specific amount of protein with every meal. Okay, a lot of them say it should be between 30 to 50 grams, not less than that, not more than that. Okay, and what they believe is that you need a minimum amount of protein to stimulate the muscle protein synthesis process. And if you're having, say, over that 50 grams of protein in a meal, then your body would be metabolizing the extra protein for energy. Okay, so maybe like a carbohydrate or fat. Okay, so I agree with this to an extent. Right, you want to be having a minimum amount of protein. Okay, because you just don't want the deviations and variations to be very large. Okay, like say you're having 10 grams of protein with one meal and 100 grams with another. Okay, that's not what you really want. And in an ideal scenario, you would want to distribute your protein intake more evenly with your meals throughout the day. Okay, but this minimum amount, I believe, can be like try having at least 20 grams of protein with the meal. Okay, I mean, that should be enough to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. And as far as how much protein you should have, talking about the maximum amount of it that you can have with every meal, so your body metabolizes it for protein synthesis. Well, I don't think it really matters, but again, like I said, you don't want the variations to be too large. Okay, so try and keep your protein intake constant with every meal, as evenly distributed as you can. But what I believe is that if you're having enough carbohydrates and fats, then your body really wouldn't be metabolizing the excess protein, so to say, in a meal for energy. Okay, because you're already having the carbohydrates and fats for the energy, and then your body doesn't really need to metabolize the protein that you're having for energy, and it will reserve it for muscle protein synthesis and any other functions that your body needs protein for. Okay, but again, don't keep the variations too large. Okay, because I think if you are having larger amount of proteins with particular meals, then those meals may take longer to digest. Okay, because of the thermic effect that protein has on your digestive system, and just the fact that protein is harder to digest than, say, carbohydrates. Okay, so that I believe is the only effect that having a relatively larger amount of protein with particular meals can have. But overall, like I said, if you're having enough carbohydrates and fats, I don't think there's any reason for your body to metabolize the excess protein that you're having for energy. Okay, and yeah, carbs and fats, they have a protein sparing effect. So they reserve your protein intake for protein synthesis and everything else that your body needs protein for. So I don't think you really need to worry about that. If you're having enough carbohydrates and fats, okay, depending on whatever your calorie intake is. And again, you don't really need to stress too much about your protein intake being equal with every meal or hitting that 30 to 50 grams. It's okay to go a little over or under, but again, in an ideal scenario, you would want to distribute your protein intake more evenly. with your meals. And once again, as long as you're having enough carbohydrates and fats, I don't think there's any reason to believe that your body would be digesting the excess protein supposedly in a meal for energy, okay, because the carbohydrates and fats are already serving that purpose. So that's just what I think about this. And in a nutshell, it doesn't really matter how much protein you're having with a particular meal, as long as you're having enough carbohydrates and fats to keep your body fueled to serve the purpose of providing energy to your body. And as long as you're having enough of these macros, you're reserving that protein for whatever you need the protein for. So that's what I think. But in an ideal scenario, you want your protein intake to be more evenly distributed with your meals throughout the day. So that's just what I had to say about that. You can let me know what you thought about the video in the comments. I hope you take some good information from it. And if you like the video, like it and share it. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.